Successful strikes on enemy military targets, including in the temporarily occupied Crimea, have complicated the use of the military naval base in Sevastopol for the Russians, Oleksiy Neizhpapa, commander of the Naval Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, reports. According to the Ukrainian Commander, last year, missile units and unmanned maritime systems of the Ukrainian Naval Forces carried out dozens of successful strikes on approximately 50 enemy military targets, including in Crimea. These targets included military airfields, ammunition and fuel storage depots, storage and production sites for Shahed-type drones, air defense systems, logistical hubs, enterprises of the Russian military-industrial complex. These actions by Ukraine's defense forces also complicated Russia's use of Sevastopol. The Russian Black Sea Fleet was forced to move most of its combat ships, including all-caliber missile carriers, to Novorossiysk. Our defenders stopped the free maneuvering of Russian ships in the Sea of Azov, forcing them to retreat to bases in the Krasnodar region, Oleksiy Neizhpapa, commander of the Naval Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, noted. Russian forces do not have the means to counter Ukrainian maritime drones effectively. The enemy only has a means of defense against such attacks. RBC Ukraine reports, citing a representative of Ukraine's defense intelligence, Yevhen Yerin. The Ukrainian military noted that the enemy is learning and preparing, so it should not be underestimated. However, the Russian forces' countermeasures are generally defensive. Russians are primarily defending against the attacks already being carried out directly by maritime drones. Currently, they do not have any effective countermeasures or alternatives to strike our maritime drones, said a representative of Ukraine's defense intelligence. Recall, on December 31st, 2024, the Ukrainian soldiers from the Special Unit of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine Group 13 carried out a unique operation to destroy enemy helicopters near Crimea. Ukrainian forces used maritime drones, Magura V5, equipped with missiles, to strike enemy Mi-8 helicopters. The operation was carried out near Cape Tarkankut in temporarily occupied Crimea. This was the first military operation of its kind in the world. Recently, Ukraine's defense intelligence also clarified that 2 Mi-8 helicopters, along with their crews, were destroyed. Another Russian helicopter was shot down and managed to make it back to its base. Russia occupied Crimea back in 2014. Since then, the enemy has transformed the peninsula into a large-scale military facility that currently supports the occupying forces. Amid the full-scale war, Ukraine's defense intelligence, the Security Service of Ukraine, the Air Force, and the naval forces regularly carry out strikes or operations against the enemy on the territory of Crimea.
Ukraine launched drone attacks across 5 Russian regions on the night leading to January 4th and targeted a missile manufacturing factory. The main target in the attack in Smolensk was Russian missile manufacturing enterprise named Avangard JSC that, according to open sources, produces transport launch containers, solid rocket engine housings, and armor and radiation protection elements for armored vehicles. The governor of the Smolensk region, Vasily Anakin, confirmed reports about 5 Ukrainian UAVs being downed by air defense systems on duty over the territory of the Smolensk region, adding that there were no casualties or damage on the ground. The Russian Defense Ministry claimed the destruction of 16 Ukrainian drones in 5 Russian regions overnight, including over Russia's Leningrad region. According to the Defense Ministry statement, 10 of these drones were downed by air defense systems over Bryansk region, 3 over Smolensk region and 1 each over Belgorod, Pskov and Leningrad regions. Meanwhile, temporary flight restrictions have been imposed at Russia's Pulkovo airport in St. Petersburg, a representative of Russia's aviation watchdog Rosaviatsiya said. A fighter of the 810th Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces has been captured by the Ukrainian military. The prisoner said that he faced the threat of being imprisoned for debt, which is the reason why he signed a military contract and joined the war. The Russian hostage said that during the latest battle, There were many casualties, but the commanders did not allow the soldiers to retreat. The prisoner said the soldiers were forced to advance alongside the wounded fellow soldiers, adding that he surrendered to the Ukrainian fighters in order to survive.
Свистунов Эдуард Сергеевич, 2002 год, 30.01. Из-за того, что были долги большие, приставы начали душить, из-за того, что посадят в тюрьму. И был выбор либо садиться в тюрьму, либо контракт подписать. Огневая была, да, тоже, но там так вот чисто давали там по 20 патрон, по 30 максимум и все. И чисто, блядь, даже не по мишеням стрелять, а просто куда-нибудь, блядь, в сторону моря, все. Потом приехали сюда уже именно на задачу, и нас, грубо говоря, просто, блядь, опрокинули. То есть чисто закинули, блядь, и, можно считать, забыли нахуй нас. И все. И у нас было, вот в первый раз выдвинулось 3 группы, и из 3 групп у нас только добрались 2 человека. Чтобы дальше не разъебало, чтобы нам нужна эвакуация и все. А он сказал то, что нет, берите всех 300-х, тяжелых, легких, и двигайтесь дальше. И мы туда поднялись, и все. И там уже были, получается, ваши союзники пресские со стороны Украины. И, так скажем, выбора больше как бы и не было. То, что либо смерть, либо нам пришлось сдаваться в плен.